Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved a lot through the years, so much so it seems intimidating to returning players or people trying out this game for the first time. When I returned to this game in 2021, I was fortunate enough to have kept all my cards and had enough to make a deck. Not a good deck, but a deck nonetheless. But I wanted to see what the game would be like if I started from scratch, with a monster a Yu-Gi boomer like me would probably get behind. I'm starting over with my favorite card of all time to try to crawl my way to competitive success while also limiting myself to trades and cards I pull from packs. So I'm officially starting from scratch. Last week I was able to squeeze out a victory against a fellow Chad God player, but I knew this week was going to be much harder. You see, this week our local shop is hosting an Age of Overlord case tourney, so this is probably going to be my best bet to get a feel for how YCS is going to be. There's hundreds of dollars worth of cardboard on the line, so I knew I was going to have to do a lot of e-begging to get the cards I need to even have a sliver of a chance to place this week. Before I could e-beg, I had to try my luck at getting the last cards I needed from Rarity Collection. Rarity Collection. Now, this is... I'm really hoping that we get the cards we need out of this, because this is $30 worth of packs. We need 2 cards, maybe 3. The 2 that come to mind are Ash Blossom and Baron de Fleur. I really hope we get those 2 cards out of this set, because then we can start opening other stuff. We can start going for some of the tier cards that we need out of like Darkwing Blast and stuff like that. But let's see. Right out the bat, Ash Blossom. Let's fucking go. We got our Ash, we got a Secret Reasoning, we got a Ecclesia, we got another Mud Dragon, that's a rarity bump or trade bait. Herald of Arclight, I saw the synchro, I got excited, but it is it's our super. What was the Mud Dragon? Was it just the Ultra? Yeah, it's just the Ultra, which is fine and dandy. Alright, next pack. Come on, Baron. We pulled 4. And we were dumb and traded them all off. Can we get the 5th one? Oh shit. Oh, I think we got QCR. Oh shit! QCR! Dark Ruler no more. Another Ecclesia, a Nibiru, and a Fossodig. QCR. Dark Ruler no more. That is going to be some massive trade bait. I'm excited for that. Alright, next pack. If that doesn't get us a Baron, I don't know what will. Of course I pull a QCR in this series. Alright, we got a Change of Heart. Oh, I see something shiny. Don't tell me I pulled another QCR. Don't tell me that. Secret Lancia. Summon Limit. Oh, okay. This is I think this is Collector's Rare Dimension Barrier. So glossy. I really like that. And then Dingirsu. I think Dingirsu is actually a card that we could potentially run because it's a level 8. I think we might actually put that in the deck this week. Alright, let's see. Come on, give us a Baron. The past 2 openings we've done, we pulled a Baron. Can we pull another one? We got a Jackalope, Secret Talker Inverted, Small World, Draco Stapelia, and Iris Sword Soul. Come on, baby. Give me another Baron. I pulled 4. Can I pull number 5? Come on. Another Droplet. I'll take that. I'll take 2 Droplets. We got Dogmatica Punishment. Oh, shit! We did pull the Baron! We did pull the Baron. What is that? Rarity. Is that Ultra Rare? Oh, that's Ultimate Rare. Oh, dog. That's so sick. Magician's Salvation and Cyber Benten. We did it. We pulled the 2 cards that we needed, and we pulled probably the best version of Baron that we could have pulled out of this set. That is, other than QCR, that is dope as hell right there. Final pack. We pulled the Baron. We pulled the Ash. Everything else is cake. If we can pull QCR Ash, we can get Baron number 6. Let's go, boys. We got another Baron up for trade. We probably keep this one and trade off the ultimate one. That's probably what we'll wind up doing. We got Deco Talker Heat Soul, Angel of Mischief, Galaxy Eyes Full Armor, and Ancient Fairy Dragon. But what an opening. We needed the Ash and the Baron. Not only did we pull the Ash, not only did we pull the Baron, but we pulled, I'm pretty sure that's Ultimate Rare Baron. We pulled a Dingirsu just for shits and giggles, and we pulled 25th Anniversary QCR Dark Ruler No More. That is going to be some amazing, amazing trade bait. So this is the look at our current trade binder. As you can see, we got all the shiny stuff in the front with the QCR, the Ultra Rare, the CR Rares and whatnot, and also the Platinum Secret Rares. You keep going through, it's kind of organized by rarity. So if you keep going through here, you can see their Secret Rares, and the Secret Rares go into the Super Rares, or the Ultra Rares, and then you see the Ultra Rares go into the Super Rares, and then you flip through all the Super Rares, and you see the Super Rares go into our single rare, and our rare goes into our common and uncommon cards. So that's where it is right now, and honestly, I don't exactly hate what we got for trade in here. We actually have stuff now. A lot of the things that I had problems with trading stuff, especially before I opened packs, is, yes, I have cards that are like higher rarities, but they're cards that nobody wants. It's like, hey, I got a turd with a couple of dollars worth of gold in it. That doesn't mean I want the turd. So yeah, with the inclusion of the Baron de Fleur in here, as well as the QCR, might even be able to trade off the Platinum Secret Nightmare Unicorn. We even got the Super Rare Mud Dragon that could go out for trade, and the Super Rare Dragostapelia, and the Secret Rare Dragostapelia. We might be able to get a few trades going on this week. With the awesome pulls we got from this week's packs, I was able to trade for some uber good cards that raise our current deck to the next level. Alright, you're cool with the Dark Charmer for the noob?
Absolutely.
Alright, thank
Let's
you.
make it happen.
Here you go. Alright, so all of this for the QCR. Alright, so for the deck list, we made a lot of trades, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these we made at the tournament right before I was trying to make the deck list for the actual tournament. So if you're thinking like, oh yeah, I know you have this card, why don't you trade for this card, and so on and so forth. Long story short, I didn't think about that because I literally put this deck together like minutes before the actual thing started. There's a couple of things to address here. One, why is the layout different? What is that stain? Don't worry about that stain. What you need to worry about is that I'm moving. And the desk that I recorded these videos on, I gave that to my friend because we're going to be moving. I don't have room for it, so I gave it to him. And the reason for echoing is because I'm moving. All my shit is gone. So everything that was in this room that made the echoing not even relevant is now gone. So here we are. So starting off with the deck list, of course you know we're running 3 copies of Slack for the Sky Dragon, and it's very evident. We want to run 3 of this card. We might cut it down to 2 in like a future version of the deck, but for now we're running 3 copies to up our chances of getting it. We really need certain cards to get this guy out consistently more. But right now we're running 3 copies, and for our danger package, we are still running dangers. We're running 1 Bigfoot, we're running 2 Nessie, and we're running a single Jackalope. So basically Bigfoot, whenever it's discarded by its own card effect, I can target one card my opponent controls and pop it. Or if it's a card that isn't Bigfoot, I have now a 3K beat stick, which for a Shizu tier is great. For Danger Nessie, you know, second verse from its first, if it's itself, then I can, you know, summon itself in defense position, draw a card. But if this card is discarded, I can add any danger card that's not Nessie from my deck to my hand. So if we have Nessie, I can add Bigfoot or Jackalope. And with Jackalope, if it's chosen, again, special summon Jackalope, draw a card. If it's not summoned and it's discarded by its own effect, I can special summon any danger monster from my deck to the field, which is kind of huge, not gonna lie, because then I can be like, okay, here's a level 7, Ash in hand, play Ash and Synchro. So of course you guys know we are running the Shizu tier package, so for that we are obviously running 1 Shyren, 1 Havness, 1 Merly. We are also running 1 Yugioh, 1 Kelbeck, 1 Mudora, and 1 Keldo. And as far as like support cards for tier, we are running 2 Sulieks, my bad. And just because we don't really have Kaleido Heart yet, or Reinhardt, we have 2 copies of King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp helps us to access any single material, but the other one must be the actual material. So if King of the Swamp and let's say Shyren are both in the deck, are in the graveyard, I can use Shyren's ability to fuse summon for my Regalos. That's why King of the Swamp is here. Going back to our Egyptian God card support in the main deck, we are running 2 Reactor Slime, a single copy of Soul Crossing, and a single copy of Metal Reflect Slime. I would rather my opponent think that I can get Metal Reflect Slime and Ash this effect. I don't even think he can Ash the effect, honestly, because it's not adding to hand, it's setting from deck, so I don't think they can Ash that. But we can set Metal Reflect Slime from our deck to the field. Soul Crossing, I've run into many cases where I've had Soul Crossing but not Slifer, and it's just a brick. So honestly, I would just rather have this at 1, have a chance to draw into it, and have it handy, because odds are, with this deck, there are other cards I'm going to go for other than Slifer at the moment. So that's just why I'm doing that like it is. Now for hand traps, gotta have the hand traps. We are obviously running 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 copies of Imminent Impermanence, and we're running 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet. Some people would say Forbidden Droplet is not a hand trap. I would agree, so long as it's during your opponent's turn. If it's during your turn, the Forbidden Droplet is, in my opinion, a hand trap for stuff like Baron de Fleur and stuff like that. So that's why we're running that. And now for just good generic spells, we're running 1 Change of Heart, we're running our 2 Lightning Storm, obviously running 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Reasoning, and the reason I'm running Reasoning, you see what I did there, is because Reasoning has the potential to get us as many cards in the graveyard as physically possible. So I'm running Reasoning for that reason. The more cards I can get in the graveyard, the more mill effects I can get off, the better. We're running 1 Called by the Grave. We are still running the triple enemy controller, and we are also running 2 Super Polys. Super Poly is going to be big in the long run, because if we have 2 Dark Types on the field, let's say my opponent stops me from milling with my Tier Limits effects when they're under a summon effect, I just have a Dark Type on the field. Odds are they're not going to be worried about the card being on the field because you negated the effect. So, set Super Poly. There's a lot of Yugioh and Chaos plays happening right now. So, Super Poly, fuse them off, and I can get out Starving Venom, or I could potentially get out Mud Dragon and stuff like that. So starting off in the extra deck with the fusions, we are still running 3 copies of Egyptian God Slime, even though we're running 1 Metal Reflect. I would rather be able to have 3 in here, and just in case like my opponent makes me, I forget what the card is called, but it's a card that makes it to where like you have to send 3 cards from your extra deck, both players do. So I'd rather have 3 in here and be like, oh, I can, sacrifice 2 of them and still have good to go for the 3rd. We pulled over Kalos in the trade, so that's great. Glad we have that. Starving Venom Fusion, I kind of spoiled that earlier with the Super Poly play, but there's a reason to ring Super Poly. Dragostapelia and Mud Dragon. Dragostapelia is a valid tier limit fusion target, as we already have Fusion in the grave, which with Mud Dragon is going to be a big possibility. And with Super Poly, if I control Dark, my opponent controls a fusion, let's say they're doing Branded, then I can get Dragostapelia out. Very easy. Moving on to the Synchros, I only have 2, that being Baron de Fleur, the card that we pulled, and Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon in here is just kind of a body. At some point, we are going to be taking Ancient Fairy Dragon out, but I have been talking with people to where I could potentially run Bound to the Bound with Ancient Fairy Dragon. And the reason being is because you play Bound to the Bound, yes, it gives a target and protection for all level 10s, but what I need is a Slifer Searchers, and a way to get Prime Veil from my deck to the hand or deck to the field even. So, I know Terraforming is a thing, but Terraforming is at 1. So, if we have Bound to the Bound in the field, we play Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon on the field, pop our Bound to the Bound activates, lets us search any Divine Beast monster puts in our hand, puts Slifer Sky Dragon on our hand, and we get to set any different field spell, that being Primordial Planet. That is just a little meme of a strategy that we could do with Ancient Fairy Dragon. Probably not going to run it, probably not as viable. There's probably better Slifer Searchers, but that's just something that we can do. Moving on to the XZs, we have our Time Thief Redoer and our Abyss Dweller that we are finally able to get. I think of the 2, depending on what we're facing against, obviously, Time Thief Redoer is going to be our main level 4 XZs monster we go for. But if our opponent is planning doing a lot of graveyard plays, we could go for Abyss Dweller, which would be fucking awesome. And finally, our links. We have our Nightmare Griffin, our Nightmare Unicorn, our Nightmare Cerberus, and we finally were able to trade for Dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy. This card is going to be big, because basically we link to going into it, then we can take one of our opponent's Dark Monsters, which is Dark Monsters being played a lot, even in Dragon Link, you have your Branded, even in Teelermans and Kashira, And I think Vanquish Soul is also playing darks. I know Rescue Ace isn't, unless they're playing Horus Rescue Ace. So this is going to be big. You can even target, like if your opponent has the Horus cards in grave, you can use Dark to get their Horus cards and use it against them. Well, not their graveyard effects, obviously, but you can take them out of the graveyard, put them in your field, so that way they don't get their graveyard effects. And if you don't have anything that like you can just snatch, that's like worth it in the end, you can still go Link 3 into Unicorn, and then just pop any card, which, in my opinion, is like better than nothing. So moving on to the side deck, we're running 3 Gadarla, the Mystery Dust Kaiju, 2 Effect Veilers, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, running 3 Book of Moon. We're running our other 2 Soul Crossing in the deck. This is actually a really good going second card. So if we wanted to run that going, so if you know we're going to be going second, then we can side this in. That way we can probably get a bigger chance of getting Cypher out on our opponent's turn. I really wish that they couldn't negate this. I really wish that. This might be done in conjunction with like Book of Moon, put the card face down, try to bait a negate, and then Soul Crossing, that way we can get Cypher out. We're running 1 Tearman's Heartbeat, and finally 3 copies of Evenly Matched. If you have Evenly Matched in this format, and you can get your hands on 3 of them, it is a must at 3 in the side deck in almost every deck right now. This card is absolutely insane, absolutely unfair in my opinion. I think this card should be limited to 1. But with us trying to get to competitive success, if they're going to make it a 3, I'm going to take advantage of being a 3. Alright, I've never done this on here before except in episode 1, which, you know, my bad. But we are going to be doing some test hands here. We're just going to shuffle it up real good like here. And just for the sake of authenticity, we are going to cut it just like our opponent would. So, our starting hand is Gentleman Suic, Ash Blossom, Called By, Imperm, and Change of Heart. Tell me you are having a going second hand without telling me you are having a going second hand. This is one problem with the deck that it's very evident that we are missing like very, very key components to make this deck very, very consistent. It can be consistent, but then you get hands like this. So I think our best play for this would literally just be set 3 and pass. That would be our turn. Just set 3 pass. We could potentially run to Suliak, but when they're going to see the Suliak, they're not going to want to get his graveyard effect off, because when this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can add a 2-element monster from your deck to your hand. So we're going to try and pray that they Harpies, and we can also run Imperm if they do anything graveyard effect shenanigans wise. We have Called By. Really wanted to save that for an Ash on a search, but with a hand like this is all you can do. If we were going second, we'd pull our other Suliak, of course, because that's how decks work, folks. That's how deck works. It's probably user error, honestly. I probably didn't shuffle it good enough, but that is a hand that we can get. Alright, we lost game 1 because we bricked super hard. We are now into game 2. So come on, baby, give us a good hand. Give us a good going first hand. We pulled Shyren, Slifer, Ludora, Super Poly, and Empire. Okay, this is not the worst hand possible. It's not the best hand possible, but it's not the worst hand possible. Alright, so first we're going to activate Tearman Shyren, special summoning in defense position. When we do, we send 1 monster from my hand to the graveyard. We're going to send Ludora to the graveyard. Then from there, I think simply all we can do, set Super Poly, set Imperm, pass. This is a much better hand than what we had, but it's still not great. We couldn't even link, honestly. Like, we still couldn't link to anything just because we don't have enough bodies on the field. Ludora banishes itself for cost to activate its effect. The only card we have in our hand is Slifer. Now, we do have the potential to, you know, Super Poly. And if we Super Poly, assuming our opponent has a Dark, we can go to Starving Venom. They're not going to have Kit Kalos, so we can't go into Rukalos. Now, if they have a level 10 Aqua, we could go into God's Time. I doubt they will, but if they bring out a fusion, go into Dracospelia. If they bring out a monster with the same attribute but a different type than Shyren, which, you know, any dark type would work, we could go into Mud Dragon. And we can ensure that the effect doesn't go off on anything they play simply by playing Imperm. So we do have a little bit of a wall, not much of a wall. There are god tier hands you can get with this deck that really pops off. But unfortunately, we're just not getting them right now. Because again, the main thing with this deck
is that a lot of the cards that Telements run to make it super consistent, we don't have yet, so that's a problem.
With our upgraded deck in hand, I think our chances at winning some matches went up a good bit. Not the most consistent version of the deck, but much better than what we had going into this. Now it's time to pack up, make our deck list, and win some cardboard. Today's feature match is against Rika Sun Avalon. Now don't let my opponent fool you, she is a menace when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! So, without further ado, it's time to duel. That is a 10. Less than 10. I will go first. If you cut the deck. Alright. Alright, stand by in the main. I will normal summon Tearlaments Merly. Merly effect, when normal summon, I can send up 3 cards from my deck to the graveyard. Emperor. Yep. Alrighty. I will then set 2. And I will simply pass there. Yep. 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 I will chain Tearlaments Sulek. If I control Tearlaments, I can target one of effect monster my opponent controls and negate its effects. So, negate its effects. Alright. Okay.
Summon, chain link 1 move on, chain link 2 criminal summons, insert a card on my field.
I will imperm this. So she does not get her effect off.
Liboria.
Okay. Yep.
Liboria effect. Send herself to add.
Okay. I did cheat a little bit. I need to send a monster I control to a graveyard for Suliak. So I need to send Merly. That alright? Okay. You're still good to go.
We'll start with activate.
Okay.
Dysposium.
Yep.
And then Vector.
Yep.
Misses who I have to figure out herself. Then
Yep.
yeah, okay, so I said that and let's see.
Okay.
The only one that matters now
That's it on my extra deck. Oopsies. Still on my deck. Okay.
I'll activate and get Yeah, right. That was get rid of it. Okay. Play.
Oh no.
Any effects?
Yep.
Excavate 3.
Both of us?
No, just me.
Okay.
Spontaneous Jesse. I'm sorry about that.
3.
Yep.
Summon this dude and the rest of these get to the graveyard.
Okay.
Oh, add the.
Thinking here.
Yep.
You don't have to.
Sorry.
Okay.
God, you're just passive. Okay. Okay. Great.
This and take 1,000 damage.
I do, or you do?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Take 3.
What row?
Nice. Survival this way.
Yep.
4. Battle phase.
Yep.
25.
Oh, I could have.
That's 5,500.
35 because it gains 900 attack for it.
That's 2,000.
Alright, main 2.
Yep.
It just ends on that.
Okay. Draw for turn. Stand by in the main.
Mm-hmm.
Set. And then set. And I will pass turn there.
Draw.
Yep.
Stand bar.
Yep.
Main.
Yep.
Target.
Okay, that's only if it's destroyed.
Crimi.
Yep.
Summon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stay up.
Battle phase.
Yep.
This game.
Yep.
Alright. Draw.
Yep.
Stand by.
Yep.
Main.
Yep. Okay.
Anything on side?
Nope.
Dry spell.
Yep.
With this guy, like,
Anything on res?
Nope.
use hand traps with the signal. I know.
Yep.
Take 1,000.
Yep. So you take 1,000?
Mm-hmm. Chain link 1, chain link 2, and what's this?
Okay.
Dryas will summon healer and gain back the 1,000 loss.
Okay.
Healer on a separate chain will target the Dryas gains 200 life points.
Okay. So how much?
300.
You gain 300? Okay.
For that, we will set the link 2.
Yep.
So we'll insert Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
This. Dryas. This. Healer.
Yep.
Dryas gain another 300.
Okay.
And then Jasmine effect to add.
Actually, no. Actually, vanquish. I can my turn. Oh, you're thinking
this one effect.
Yep.
Healer. Summon one fire.
Yep.
One fire effect. Tribute.
Yep.
Summon. Pedal.
Yep.
And then Cybertine will go pedal effect.
Yep.
Says.
Yep.
Then we'll go Udon.
Yep.
Summon Udon effect.
Yep.
Add
That's not how that works.
Archon.
Yep.
Archon. Place Archon, then use Archon's effects to set Drexus and Death.
Okay.
Set Glamour. Activate Glamour. Tribute Udon. To add 2. And the same.
Oh, really? I thought you wanted to hit the
Formula effect since the Chrono Might Field was distributed. Summon.
Okay.
Then Princess. Summon.
Okay.
I'm going to purposely wig my hand so I can't, so don't worry. Yeah, exactly. And if no one can figure it out, then
Strana.
oh, shoot.
And then Strana effect.
All they know is I'm cheating somehow. No, they don't know how. They have to prove it. They have to prove it. Judge, question. If someone is cheating at a game, but they know they're cheating somehow, but they can't prove how, then could you just
Tribute.
Yep.
Summon. Summon.
Yep.
Back to Strana.
That requires you. That means that you need to be thoroughly. Yeah, but like, I mean, given the fact
Yep.
that the opponent always cuts, you have to have a method to do it. Just like that.
Effect target
ways to
that
do it, but the
these
thing is that
with the level 4 and then chain this.
if he's realizing that he has to be conscious,
Okay.
and he's told you, you need to cut and make more efficient. Right? Yeah, sorry, I'm not.
Three.
Yep.
Nice effect.
Okay.
Just realized I added back my own card, so I can't see.
Okay. Alright. Draw for turn. Stand by in the main. First, I will activate Lightning Storm. I will destroy all attack position monsters you control.
So I this from destruction.
Okay. Okay. Next, I will do. I will do Forbidden Droplet, discarding King of the Swamp to negate its effects. Alright. Next, I will normal summon my Reactor Slime. Reactor Slime's effect to bring out 2 slime tokens.
Chain.
Yep.
Like a princess.
Okay.
To negate
Okay.
on a separate turn. We'll go stun.
Okay.
I prefer Sky Striker because it actually matters.
Teardrop Discipline.
Because no Sky Striker card has one.
May continue.
Alrighty. I will then.
I'll just draw the easy last.
I will do Monster Reborn, and I will simply reborn your Eureka Fee to my side of the field.
Which one? There's this one, there's that one.
The one on top.
On top.
Yeah. Put it in defense position. I'll activate Danger Nessie on the card in my hand, so it does get discarded. And then I can add any danger monster from my deck to my hand. I would choose Danger Jackalope. Activate Danger Jackalope. It gets targeted and popped. I can special summon any danger monster except Danger Jackalope from my deck to the field in defense position. I will choose Danger Nessie. You can cut her top. Can I see your graveyard?
Don't call it from
Okay.
Open game state.
Okay.
Open game state. So teardrop.
Okay.
Targeting.
Explain to me what's happening.
Snowdrop.
Alright. Does it pop it?
It tributes it.
Tributes it? Okay.
No, that has 200 attack because I revealed this giant.
Okay.
What? Activate or target special summon.
Kind of fun. Reference been negated, so I'll simply just pass there.
Can I see droplet?
Yeah.
Okay. In phase.
Yep.
Go. Six.
Okay.
My turn. Stand by.
Yep. Yep.
You already know my cousin. Oh, wait.
Go. Activate the effect.
Okay.
And
This is evenly matched. You should respect it. You can have to dominate it.
okay, so activate tribute this because well,
Okay.
this is in German.
Okay.
And then activate.
Yeah, you're welcome. I put myself in the
So, activate card upon effect. Just set. Flamer.
I know we go super low tech. No one understands fun, right? It's safe. It's just another way of saying oh, we already have. Why are you even doing it? Why try to get in there? Where?
Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
we just go battle phase.
Okay.
But also, you're not Forensis, so it's not as good.
Alright, so I lose 500. Okay.
25,
Okay.
and then 3,000 because
Okay.
how much are we left at?
2,000.
Okay. Mean to?
Yep. Pass. Alright. Draw for turn. I'll play Reasoning. Basically, you say a number between 1 through 12, and I mill cards until I get to a monster that can be special summoned. If it's what you called, it simply just goes to the graveyard. If it is any number except what you called, I get to special summon it.
What?
Yeah, it is a very, very strange card, but very useful.
There's the other Jesse. That's the one I was looking for. A little bit of
3.
3? Alright. This is not a... This is a monster I can special summon, so I get to special summon it. And on... Let's see... And... I believe that is simply all I can do for this turn, unfortunately. I was hoping I'd get to mill a lot more cards. Yep.
Standby.
Yep.
Main.
Yep.
Battle.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
That's game.
So in this tourney, we went 0-5. We did learn that there are still cards we need to up our deck to make it more consistent. But before we can get into the breakdown, let's open our OTS packs. So what we learned is that there are definitely some cards we need to make the deck more consistent, as well as being able to get Cypher onto the field aside from just tribute summoning him. I'm not giving up on this deck. I'll be back next week with new polls, new trades, and a revamped deck.
Tight bars, little man.